friend. I love spending these Mondays with you. This is awesome that we get to do this. This is the best of the Metaphysical Bible Hangout. I'm Sherri James. I guess I probably should have said that. What we've been doing is looking back at a series that we did in 2015 called Empower the Giant Within You. And there are 9 steps in that process of empowering the giant within you. And we're taking month by month a different step. And this month we're on step 3. So before I go any further, I want you to make sure you watch all the way to the end, especially if you're here for the premiere, because I've got a free cup of coffee for you. It's my way of saying thank you for being a part of my community and letting you know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's dig into it. So this is video number 3 for this month, and we're on step 3. So step 3, video 3. And this step is to choose heaven. That's what we've been talking about the whole month. Choose heaven. And to be clear, heaven is not a place that you go to when you die. Heaven is a state of mind that you can occupy right now, right here, right where you are. So you can make a heaven of hell, or you can make a hell of heaven. The choice is actually within your hands because it's a function of what's going on up here. Each one of us knows someone who has been in a hospital situation or some other dire straits, and they had the best attitude about it. And even though things were not going right in their lives, their attitude was so amazing that it lifted them, even though they were going through a particular circumstance that might have been challenging for them. And then we all know someone who might be living their best life, having their best fun, and still feeling badly about themselves or about some circumstance, one part of their lives that's not the way that they want it to be. So each one of us has the ability to turn where we are into a heaven. And so that's this step. Choose heaven. And you choose that through your thinking and your feeling. So this is video number 3. And where I want to go today is think bigger. Think bigger. I want you to get that nothing is off limits to you. Nothing is off limits to you. You can be, do, and have anything that you choose to be, do, and have. There's no one and nothing standing in your way. Isn't that amazing? This vast universe is available to you. And this is so important because it can feel like different groups, maybe racial groups or other gender groups, can withhold something from you. And I want you to get that there is nothing and no one standing in your way. I want to challenge you to have a belief big enough that the God of your understanding can bring to you whatever is rightfully yours, regardless of what anyone else has to say about it. And so even in the midst of people who look and think like you, right, who are in your social group, even in the midst of them not having, you have the ability to have. That takes a bold audacity to agree with that, because you're essentially not agreeing with the status quo. One of the things that I am always moved by is my minister's minister, Reverend Della's minister, Reverend Johnny Coleman, that in the 40s, when women in the 40s and 50s, their church was founded in 1956, when women were struggling to be seen and heard in churches and in other denominations, she goes on to found a mega church in Chicago, Christ Unity Temple, which eventually becomes Christ Universal Temple. That she had the audacity to disagree with the status quo. You have the ability to disagree with the status quo and to choose what it is that you desire for yourself. And so you've got to think bigger. And here's the thing. Anything that you can touch in your mind, you can have in your experience. What keeps it out of your experience is not that you can't have it. What keeps it out of your experience is that you spend the bulk of your time thinking and feeling about life the way it is right now. And so you have got to begin to carve out time to simply sit in the feeling of where it is that you desire to go. So one of the things that I do each morning, this is part of my morning routine, which I've talked about before, is I have just a 5-minute practice and where I go into the theater of my mind. And I actually walk around my ideal house and I touch the furniture in my mind. I feel it, right? Because what I know is that where I go in my mind, I will eventually go in my body. And so I don't need to know the way to it, right? The divine intelligence understands that part. All I need to do is to begin to sit in the feeling of it, right? And I just get up and I sit in the feeling of waking up inspired every day. Just waking up feeling like I can go anywhere. See, there's a level of living where your mind is just blown every day, and I mean in a good way. There's a level of living where you walk and every moment feels like a miracle. There's a level of living where that can be your reality. And I'm encouraging you to reach for that. And to do that, you got to think bigger. Think bigger than your circumstances. Anything that you can touch in your mind, you can have for your experience. And all you have to do is just keep touching it in your mind. Keep going there. Keep practicing in the theater of your mind, because each idea has its own mathematics and its own mechanics. And you concentrating on it, you thinking about it, it will begin to direct you on the way to bring it out into expression. All you got to do is just go hang out with it a little bit every day. It ain't got to be, you just got to spend an hour in there. I don't know too many people that can concentrate that long, right? You just need a good 60 seconds of spending time with it. And then when you get good, add another 30 seconds. And then when you get good with that, add another 30 seconds. And pretty soon you've got a whole practice in the theater of your mind where you are interacting with your idealized setting. How can I 10x it? You don't 10x it out here. You 10x it in here. You 10x it in here. So anyway, I hope this helped you. I want you to think bigger. Think bigger. There's nothing off limits to you. You truly can have it all. On the next screen, you have a free gift. Thank you so much for being with me today. I am going to see you when we come back for the last video in this series for this month, where we're exploring step 3, choose heaven. Thank you, thank you, thank you.